All right, guys, huge news. The street date has been broken for Batman number 900 as well as Batman and the Joker the Deadly Duo, book number 7. Both these books are the conclusions to their individual arcs, with Batman and the Joker the Deadly Duo being its own individual series, whereas the Batman numbers are obviously going to keep running. This number is also known as 135. So for this video, we are actually just going to focus on Batman number 900. I will post another video focusing on Batman and the Joker the Deadly Duo after this, but let's get into Batman number 900 and we can go over all the spoilers, all the surprises in this book, and kind of discuss my thoughts on it as we go along. So yeah, let's go through it. So we start off where we left off in Batman number 134, and essentially what happens is Batman has lost his hand to the Red Mask, and the Red Mask version of Punchline, and so he loses his hand. He's losing a lot of blood, so he's got to figure out a way to cauterize that. And meanwhile, Red Mask, the Batmen or Man Bat army is going around wreaking havoc, and this universe's Selina Kyle is part of Batman's team to stopping that effort. So Batman does find a way to slow his bleeding by slowing his heart down, and uses some asylum equipment to cauterize his wound, as you can see in this picture here. And then from there, the Red Mask is kind of just talking about how excited he is, how he loves this version of Punchline. Meanwhile, Alfred's looking for his wife, Dr. Leslie Tompkins. And then he goes on and wants to get out of this building here, saying he wants his wife Leslie and also his son, who he's referring to as Bruce, to break out. Moving on back to the Red Mask, he is able to jump. So he's going to try to jump universes. And when he jumps universes, he kind of sees like the origin of the Joker. So he sees this part where Batman's saying to the Red Hood at the time, "We meet again," and then he is able to feel the emotions of the Joker as the Red Hood before he becomes the Joker, the fear involved with that, and then what became of it. Because the Red Mask wants to become this universe's Joker as well. And then moving on a little bit farther, Red Mask learns that it worked, but he made it to the moment of creation, but he was unable to change into the Joker that he wanted to be. So he finds out he needs to be fearless like that Joker. Meanwhile, Selina Kyle is still fighting off the Man-Bat army and has Firefly to assist in that effort. And then Alfred is able to progress as well, and break out of the area that he needs to break out of. And he's able to assist Selina Kyle in that effort. Going back to the Red Mask, also known as Darwin Halliday, he is kind of bummed because he's not able to become the Joker that he wants to become. He says he's scared, that he's fearless, that he wants to be like the Joker, that, his current self he's loved and admired and feared, but the Joker that he wants to be, he's beyond love and hate. He's obsession. And so he tries to go and reach his true potential as Joker, relives the whole Red Hood incident, and is able to learn that he still isn't truly becoming the Joker, isn't truly becoming the Joker of this universe, and he learns a different secret, something that is kind of the surprise of this book. And he says that I can't become the Joker, I create them. And he says that we create them, talking to Punchline. And Batman comes in and, Red Mask, you're finished. And Punchline tries to stop Batman, but he's able to defeat her. And then Red Mask acknowledges he was wrong. He says, I can never become him. It's not who I was meant to be. And Batman says, you are him, Halliday. You're a murderer, a psychopath. I've crossed worlds to stop you, like I stopped him. And then from there, Red Mask is able to jump dimensions because he has that multiverse jumping tool. And his job that he now acknowledges is to make more Jokers. And to make more Jokers, he wants to do that with Batman. And he asks him, because that's kind of the thing that a lot of books prior to this have touched on, is like, would there even be a Joker without Batman? Like, is it Batman's fault that the Joker exists? And this book kind of addresses that question. And so Batman says, Halliday brings up the point, hasn't that thought haunted you all these years, that if you didn't exist as Batman, he wouldn't either? And Batman replies, I stopped thinking that way years ago. And he tackles Halliday, and Batman says, life isn't that complicated, Halliday. Good people stand against evil, and so do I. And then Halliday says, but the Joker. And then Batman says, but you've shown me something, that a world without Batman is still a world with monsters. You may not look like him, but you're still evil. You're still a killer. You're still the Joker, and in any universe, I stop Jokers. So then Halliday is once again trying to do that multiversal jump, and he's able to do the jump and get away. Selina, Kyle, and Alfred come up, and then they are assisted by Jewel as well, who is from this universe that Bruce originally met at the beginning of this arc. And essentially he says to Punchline, he says, hey, Alexis, and she's surprised that he knows her name, and she gives him the code to the keypad to where he could basically get a tool to basically track wherever Red Mask is jumping across the multiverse. And just about before he's about to do that, he says he hasn't let the shock set in, and he feels that Zur-En-Arrh is starting to infect his brain. So that's kind of interesting there. He has a moment with Alfred, kind of talking like, hey, like, you know, I can't do this alone. I'd like to bring you back into my universe. But Alfred says that he acknowledges the fact that he learns that he is dead in Bruce's universe, and that, you know, this universe right here is messed up, so he would much rather stay in this universe and let Bruce go back to his. That way Alfred can go and make this universe that exists, that they're currently in, a better one. And then Selina goes on to ask him if, like, he is looking to take her back into his own universe, and he says that he already has a Selina there, and he's able to basically admit stuff to her, such as, I fight wherever I'm needed. If crime ends, if justice ends, so do I. The purpose is good. I could have had a simple life, a wife, a family, but the emptiness inside would eat me alive. This is who I am. He's finally able to admit that to a Selina, but just not his universe's Selina. And then she starts to say something to him like, I've built an empire, and I like feeling safe, that, you know, with him looming around and his judgments, she never would have felt safe with his existence in this universe. And she basically kicks him and says, and you don't make me feel that way. And Bruce gets jumped into another multiverse, and when we come to that multiverse, we see on a billboard that is displaying the news, deadly Joker is back. Commissioner Gordon confirms body of Jack Napier missing. And anyone that knows where Joker was formerly known as Jack Napier is in fact the continuity of the Michael Keaton Batman 1989 universe. So this recently had got acknowledged that both the Superman from the 1970s, those movies, and the Michael Keaton 90s movies are both in the same universe. And in this universe, it looks like the Jack Nicholson, Jack Napier body has gone missing. So potentially that Joker is still alive in that universe. So Batman goes and then hops again. He hops into the vampire universe and sees a vampire Joker there that's trying to kill him. From there, he makes another jump. Looks kind of like that, still in the vampire universe. But then from there, he'll jump into it looks like the 1970s Batman when he was fighting Joker. And then we go into the 1990s, the Batman, the animated series. He jumps to that universe where that Joker is. And then it looks like he's going into another one. And I'm not quite sure which one this one is from or which this one is referencing. At first, I thought it was supposed to be in a movie, but it looks kind of like the Arkham games. So I'm going to guess that this Batman here is the Arkham verse, the video game Batman from Rocksteady. And then from there he does another jump, and then we wind back to kind of the animated universe, but in the future, back when it is Batman Beyond. And the old Bruce acknowledges that he's been tracking this multiversal energy that the Joker's been doing to jump. Bruce learns that this version of the Joker is dead. That, we learned that in Batman Beyond Return of the Joker movie. And so the Earth Prime Batman actually says that a rush of joy hits him when he learns that Joker is dead, and he can't help it that he feels excited about that. And the older Bruce hands him a Holt disc, which will return the Earth Prime Batman back to his natural universe. We move on, and the Batman Beyond Return of the Joker attacks the Batcave, and another multiverse hop happens again, and we find ourselves looking at the 1940s Batman, back when Robin was introduced, chasing Red Mask. And then it moves on to what looks like Gotham by Gaslight after that. And then it moves on to Kingdom Come Batman. And then finally, I think this is Injustice Batman here. And then we then move on to, and this part is really cool, and it plays a special role, to the 1960s Adam West Batman universe. And in kind of an ultimate fan fiction moment that became a reality, the Adam West Batman hands Earth Prime Batman his utility belt that he uses to fight the darkness because he feels that'll be a special tool. That plays a significant role later. And then we are then whisked away again to another multiverse hop to the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns universe. And Earth Prime Batman and Dark Knight Returns Batman begin to fight. And then eventually the Dark Knight Returns Batman realizes that this is just another Batman, the real deal. And he tells the sons of Batman to clean them both up, and they go to the Dark Knight Returns Batcave, and the Dark Knight Returns Batman makes a new uniform for the Earth Prime Batman. And during this time, Earth Prime Bruce asks Dark Knight Returns, Bruce, did you kill the Joker in your universe? And Dark Knight Returns says, no, I had his neck in my hands and I didn't finish the job. He did it for me, and laughed the whole damn time. And Bruce says, sometimes I think that his death would change everything, but I look around the worlds where he died and nothing actually changes. So then they go to the last multiverse hop. And this is kind of the end of this story arc where Red Mask is out of options, so he creates this multiverse where it's basically the end of the multiverse, and it's a creation of Red Mask's mind. He found an empty universe and manifested Gotham remnants being devoured by these Joker sharks. And we see Batman here. He has the utility belt of Adam West Batman with a custom suit made by the Dark Knight Returns Batman. And they are about to have one last final fight. Batman has to fight off the Joker sharks. And it's really interesting because he utilizes both these different universes' strengths. So when Batman's about to slide down like this skyscraper and get eaten by this Joker space shark, these spiny things on the bat gloves that the Dark Knight Returns Batman created helps him to maintain his grip on the wall. And he's looking for what special tool might help in the utility belt, and he finds the shark repellent, the infamous Batman meme shark repellent, and he says, I finally met a Batman more prepared than I am, and uses the shark repellent to blast the shark, or, well, basically to repel the shark away. And Red Mask acknowledges, I need to try one more time, get in his head, and then Batman says, you could have been anything else, a scientist who cured disease, a philanthropist, a helper. I always wondered what you could have been if you hadn't become the Joker, if my existence created the evil inside you. But I see now, it was always inside you, but without the madness of the Joker. You're just a more pathetic evil. And then Red Mask says, I'll kill you, and then Batman hits him and essentially knocks him out. And in his mind, he says, it's over, except for getting home. The Holt disc can only bring one of us back to our original universe. I can't leave Halliday here to die. I can't send him home and stay here. I have to think of something. There's always a way, except maybe there's not. Even before Failsafe, I found myself slipping. Not as fast, not as strong. The ears are catching up to me. Batman wins, but Batman now, I don't know what to do. I always know what to do. I guess if Batman is slipping, he needs to be lifted by his Robin. And then that's when Tim Drake Robin, in kind of the side stories at the end of prior issues, like his story arc is finally caught up to this moment. And Tim Drake says, is it really you? And Batman says, it is. And Tim Drake says, thank God, I've seen enough Batman to last. And Batman interrupts and says, thank you, Tim, for coming for me, for saving me. And then this is kind of what teases the new story arc. Because remember, when they go back to their universe, they still have to deal with Failsafe, who almost killed Batman, defeated the Justice League, essentially. Batman's still got to deal with that. And so this is a hint as to what that arc is going to be like. So we see the Zurin R thought bubble appear because it's purple. It says, looks like our trip is at an end. And on the last page, Batman of Earth Prime says, time to fight some crime. And from there we see, what looks to be like either the 1940s Batman or the Brave and the Bold Batman with Michael Keaton's Batman, the vampire Batman, Dark Knight Returns Batman, 1970s. This one is the 40s. The Adam West, Gotham by Gaslight. It looks like the old school Batman the Animated Universe one. All of these different Batmen are now in their Zurin R form. So I'm not quite sure what this will mean for issue number 901, aka issue 136, but this was a really great issue, a great end to the arc. I think that Chip Zdarsky has really set up something special here. I think this was a really fun arc. As a fan of, decades history worth of Batman, it was so awesome to see him have basically an armament that included the Adam West utility belt, as well as the Dark Knight Returns making a suit for him, and just seeing just several different universes of Batman and celebrating that all the way to the Arkhamverse, to the animated series, to the live action, and even kind of posting some hints at the live action that Jack Napier might be alive. This was a really fun ride. This was an awesome issue. I can't wait for you guys to be able to read it on May 2nd. I think it's going to be awesome, and I think you're really going to like it. So thank you for watching this video with me. I appreciate it. And I will have a video posted on Batman and the Joker, The Deadly Duel, Book 7, the ending of that series, coming next. Thank you.